detective work. There we go. Audio. Checking the... Oh, that's not making much noise. Do I need to turn up the game? Maybe I can just turn up... Hang on. Well, that's a lot louder. Yeah. I think everything's playing fine. It looks like the stream is working. Okay. Now let's check on Twitch's end. It says I'm on. Can I see that? Yep. Is the integration thing on? I can't see it from there. Well, let's just go to Dash. I can check it real quick. Whatever. Let's just get going. I'm excited to keep going. Alright, so we already talked about everything. We got all the info out of her so far, right? And I can't ask her about that. And I can't ask her about that yet. Oh yeah, I can go get my dice now. Wait. No, I can't. Can I? 8 hours from 4 o'clock. Wouldn't that just be 4? Wait. 8. That's midnight. 2400. Okay, I got a little bit of time left. We can ask Gart about, hey, we found the pinball and stuff. Which does mean that the curse is here as well, right? Boop. Oh, should I put my RCM jacket back on? I'm still wearing the Man from Heimdall shirt. We don't need that right now. Oh, wait. I can... That's fine. Although I do like this hat. How about just going hatless? That just looks so sad, though. Wait, I thought these were... Oh, no, that's endurance. No, let's just go with the electric. All quiet now.
Can I help you?
Guard, I saw another thing.
Another thing. Great. I love those.
Gart, what if I told you I actually got into that back room behind that stuck door?
Oh, okay. Well, I did hear you make noise back there, so good for you.
Aren't you gonna ask me?
Okay, what is back there?
Pinball machines, a whole workshop.
Ha! I knew it. I've always wondered where those machines by the door came from.
Yeah, the ones over on
And
the
they
left.
told me there was some kind of pinball thing here too. I knew it. Were there any back there? In working order, I mean.
Didn't check pinball is stupid. Wait, wait, what do you mean? Why? You want to set one up? You want to play? I might be up for playing some pinball.
No, I was just
He
wondering
wants to. He wants to.
if you found pinball machines there.
I feel no, yeah, I want in. If you're thinking of just like even scrapping them, I want some of the cash, man.
Those machines are whirling property. But if it
Ah.
makes you feel any better, I'm not planning to sell them.
Oh.
It wouldn't hurt to get a little life in here. Other than the hellish karaoke machine, that one's always causing trouble.
Yeah, those numbers he's adding up must be making good sense to him right now. Sounds like he cares about the place. He's not going to be overjoyed to hear that it's part of the doomed commercial area.
I mean, he has several cafeterias that he manages, right?
He should still know. You have to be forewarned about these things.
I feel like I should warn you on top of the pinball machines. It looks like they all went bottom up, right? So, guess what?
What? Why would you say that? We're at a completely different address from that whole thing.
Wait, so you know about the whole curse thing?
Everyone knows of it.
So, the Whirling is listed on the intercom outside as one of the businesses in that building. You should get your wiring fixed. I tried to call and I couldn't even reach you from it.
I've been working here for a long time, and that intercom has never been used by the Whirling.
Yeah, I feel like you can... Wait, no. Like, wait. Yeah, before we press further, wouldn't it already mean you're in decline if you haven't even used the intercom once? Like, no one's used it?
It's a sign of the Whirling in Rags not being part of
Okay.
the doomed commercial area. If anything, we're revitalizing this neighborhood.
That's a way to spin it, I guess. It's like, yes, and because we haven't been using the cursed machine at all, that means we're not a part of the cursed district.
Relax, Mr. Gart. I'm sure there is no doom. He simply wants to share his discoveries with you.
Yeah, I actually kind of agree with Kim, though. It's just, as a heads up, that pinball arcade failed. But maybe you could break out of the curse.
Does this look like part of a doomed commercial area? This pre-revolutionary tile work? These high ceilings? The nice rooms? Well, most of the rooms.
Except for mine.
For 14 years,
But I did
man. That's how long I've worked here.
Whoop.
I've kept this place up through hail and through sleet. Fuck me, if some doom ghost...
You must really care about this place, then.
Yeah, it's slowly growing on me again.
Oh, that's what's
it's
happening.
beautiful in its own way, especially for this neighborhood. I've been trying to keep it that
I
way,
mean, I do like the Whirling. It's a nice place.
even if it is part of the damn doomed commercial area.
Oh, man, you admit it then. You know it's a part of it.
Yes, your police skills have delivered. I'm sure you'll get a commendation.
I don't need all the
maybe
sass, man.
even a promotion.
But yeah, wait. He's talking about it like he just works here. I thought you owned it. Or are you just a... Oh, wait, no, he's just a manager, so who actually owns it?
Some real estate management company. They never come around here, just collect money from afar. Honestly, I think some money laundering might be involved.
Oh, but don't dig in, man. Where did it get its name from?
Well, it sure as hell wasn't the real estate company.
It was you?
You look surprised. What? It's a great name, I
I like
know.
it.
Cafeteria managers come up with great names too. It's from a song.
A song?
Hail, Holy Queen, by the Ateniers. Hail, Holy Queen of the Sea. You're whirling in rags, you're vast and you're sad.
That sounds like it's good for karaoke.
Good pick.
Well, good luck, my man.
Luck has got nothing to do with it.
Okay.
I need to think about where I'm going to place those pinballs. I have a feeling they're going to help.
Dude, no, wait, maybe don't bring out the cursed pinball machines.
So, if you didn't have anything else to tell me about my establishment, can we, wrap it up?
Oh, I know what's wrong with your phone line. The chicken room 3 nicked the phone line.
Why? No, fuck it. I don't want to
Yeah,
know.
don't want to know, man.
I don't want to know why these degenerates do what they do. I thought we had one good guest in the building.
You have Lena. Lena's nice. She just drinks tea.
Yeah, well, she's not a guest, is she?
Yeah, but she's a customer.
Anyway, I'll forward that woman her bill and be done with it. Now, was there anything else?
You also kind of have a peephole problem in room 3.
What wall?
Upstairs in that secret back room right next to Classia's room. I found it when I was looking around the pinball workshop.
I'll have it fixed at once. Thank you for letting me know. I assure you, the Whirling does not abide spying on its guests.
I would imagine.
What a shame. To fix such a good
Oh,
peephole.
shut up, Electrochem. Alright, you have been notified.
Thank you. I'll patch it up personally. Was there something else about the establishment? I hope not.
Nah.
Yes?
Nah, I mean, nah. It should just get an option to double back out. Didn't it say, like, when I read one of the pinball machines that there was, like, a spare key behind some plant in a bush somewhere? Oh, Titus is gone. I can't confront him. It'll have to be tomorrow. Well, anyway, I could go get my dice. Oh, I wonder when he splits. Because I'm pretty sure last time I did this, I confronted him about Classia and came right back down and talked to him. But I think it was only like 9 at night. Now it's almost midnight. And pretty much everyone's gone by 2 a.m. it told me in the tooltip. So that should be fine. I think I'm just going to go grab the dice and head off to bed. I think we're still going to do a briefing between me and Kim on the balcony again. It's not exactly 2400 yet. Was there something else I wanted to check on then? No. Can't ask her about that yet. Nothing. Oh wait, but didn't I pass a thing that was like... There should be a bunch of these popped up again. Yeah, I can try the ledger again. And that'll advance some time. Oh, a lot of time though. Aren't those like 30 minutes worth? I don't need that much. I can try and figure out where the expression came from. I can go to the monument. Try and find better shades. Oh!
You take the legal documents out of the envelope. A 12...
Logic. There's logic there. Don't I have, like... That's negative logic. That's there. Where are my smart clothes? Why is that logic? Okay. Alright. This is a thing we can do.
You take the legal documents out of the
Yeah.
envelope. A 12... Again,
What?
the document doesn't seem to have...
Well, screw it. Wait, can't I? How do I use them? Or can I not use them because I said no? Huh.
Yes? What do you want to know? Good.
Huh. Well, there is one thing I know I can do. even, yeah, Tommy's gone and stuff. Let's look at the statue. I wonder where all the lorry drivers are staying. Do they just stay in their lorries, I guess?
Even by the standards of the Philippian kings, old sumptuous Philip was known for his profligacy.
In what way?
Well, he blew through the whole national treasury, starting the decline of one of the penultimate century's greatest superpowers, the suzerain of Revachol. His own maladministration foreshadowed the fall of the monarchy. During the anti-centennial revolution, an end to his family line and the monarchy on the Insulindian Isola.
How did he manage to blow through the entire treasury?
Stories have it that he had his bedroom converted into a treasure chamber, where he stored unfathomable wealth. Krugerrands, bars of gold, ornate weaponry, armor, and various chalices. There were whispers he slept on a huge pile of gold-dipped feathers, like some obese dragon, instead of a bed, like
Sleeping
a normal
on
person.
gold sounds sick, though.
But wait,
Yeah.
you haven't even heard about his fabled cocaine addiction.
The what now?
You see, old Philippe wasn't just good at squandering the national treasury on gold and ceremonial weaponry, he was also a prodigious snorter of nose candy. Not just any nose candy, though. We're talking Royal Philippian Blow, allegedly twice as potent as the stuff you find nowadays, and purple. Philippian cocaine was purple.
Why is it purple? So we had a druggy king?
That's what the revolutionaries said 150 years later, right before they emptied out the royal mausoleum and dumped His Majesty's mortal remains in the Insulindian Bay.
So where is his body then if they dumped it in the bay?
Beneath the cold waters of the Insulindian Bay, thrown there by the revolutionaries after they
he
cleaned out
answered
the
it
royal
already.
mausoleum.
Proceed.
A group of marble pleurons still surround the king's vandalized tomb. A deathly cold wind sweeps up candy wrappers and old newspapers.
Oh, they didn't wreck the tomb, they just threw out his body? That's kind of weird.
The original was blown apart by communards, then further damaged during the landing of the coalition's airships during the turn-of-the-century revolution, when Martinez was leveled.
So it's been, like, literally destroyed twice. One time by the communists when they overthrew, then the other time when the revolution, or when the coalition showed up to beat up the communists, they shot it again.
Some years ago, a group of liberal, artistically inclined individuals, designers mostly, thought it would be ironic to restore the statue of the most wasteful ruler of Revachol in the poorest part of the city.
That just seems in horrible taste.
The statue is supposed to capture the moment it was blown apart, like an instant frozen in time, a rare butterfly trapped in amber, floating on a sea of shit.
That's... As an outsider, it is funny and brilliant and nihilistic. But as someone who might live here, that's a horrible idea.
People in Martinez tend to agree,
Yeah.
as do many prominent art critics and thought leaders with more nuanced social awareness than the young ironists.
It's like we've literally blown up this statue twice, and now you want it rebuilt in a way that makes it look blown up. Just leave it blown up.
Philip III, the squanderer, however, with his bronze face up in the air, doesn't seem concerned about what the hoi polloi think of him in death.
Yeah. Well, I mean... Okay, now can I get it?
You take the legal documents out of
come
the
on!
envelope. A 12 to 4.
Thank you.
There is no loophole.
Great.
The simple truth is, the current residents are going to lose their street access, and for the next 12 to 40 months, their lives will be dominated by constant construction noise right next door.
What are the ramifications of that?
Once the construction starts, it'll probably take a few months, a year maybe. for even the most stubborn occupants to get tired of living like this. After that, they'll sell their property for cheap and move out.
Look, Kim, these people are gonna have to move out. He's basically evicting them, and he's basically having these people evicted by just making their life hell. This is a normal kind of real estate corruption thing. Of just like, you didn't pay your protection money, which doesn't mean thugs show up and beat you up. It means, like, conveniently there will always be construction outside of your house, taking up all the parking, making all the noise.
I should have seen it. Evrard probably has eyes on us, but we could try to get other people to sign this instead of those listed. Or you could forge their signatures yourself. By the time he finds out, we'll already be gone. However, we'll need access to the coast before we do anything. Evrard won't believe you got villager signatures if you can't even get to the village. You can try a forgery as soon as we can cross the waterlock.
I like the plan. I'm pretty sure I did that last time too. Is it 2,500 yet? No. But that was something I wanted to do. What else do I got? Renee. We're not doing that one. That's stealing stuff, right? Pile of clothes. Wait, is Sea Lang still there? That's nuts if he is. It's midnight. Yeah, he's gone. What is this? Wait, he just leaves his products just out at night? Jesus.
That page 3 girl, she must be the most beautiful page 3 girl ever printed. And look at those freckles. The origin of disco. Makes you want to dive into the boogie, doesn't it? Get closer to disco itself with Miss Page 3.
Did I just find a slutty magazine or something?
Come on, beauty is inviting you on a pilgrimage. A pilgrimage you can make with just your hand.
Hold on, is this what happens when you two get together? So my hands and my electrochemistry?
Yes.
Great.
Sure is.
You two are friends now. I don't like this. How exactly can I travel to the origin of disco with Miss Page 3?
Oh, come on. Don't say you've forgotten that as well. You can feel what you want to do. You want
Don't
to
do
party,
this out in
don't
public
you?
right now, dude.
Party right now with Miss Page 3. Unzip and party.
Right now?
That's exactly what I mean. Unzip and party down on yourself, my man. No one's watching.
Kim is right there.
Except Miss Page 3.
Kim
of
is
course.
literally right here.
Look at her thighs. Between her thighs. And what are you waiting for, man? Party with Miss Page 3 all the way to Disco Zero.
Should I invite Kim?
Absolutely not.
No, there's something. I am getting really uncomfortable at the idea.
Fuck. But it's the origin of all disco, buddy. Why not?
There's more to it.
And more than that, you're sad. There's an absence inside of you. Something missing that may have been freckled too.
Oh, damn. And Inland, you're the buzzkill on this one, huh?
The furnace has long been cold. Despite itself, you're too sad to jerk off. This is not the first time this has happened, either. Then it is truly over. You are beyond the help
You are beyond the help of pornography.
Girl. You are truly doomed.
I never found that. Is it only at night when no one's around? I've still got like 2 minutes before I can go get dice. Actually, isn't it more like 1 minute because it was like 50? No, we know what that is. Awesome. could say goodnight to Kim and then I could go out and get it. Oh, that's loading faster suddenly. So I'm guessing all of the visitors there right now are just people there for the cafeteria if we only have, like, a couple rooms. Like, it appears as if there's only 3 rooms. Okay.
The window stands broken. You see some lights shimmering outside, but it's difficult.
So now we're on our own. I could sneak back out. Kim is now not with us. I wonder, am I allowed to go back up to Klasya and ask her about what happened? Oh. Oh. Is that like receipts or something? We'll see. I wonder what kind of... I'm curious what stats might be important for this interaction. If this will work. It might be too soon, or she might even be just gone. Well, it's her room in the middle of the night, and she hasn't been living anywhere else. So she's probably still here? No, she's not here. Huh. Well then. Where would she even be now? I didn't walk by her or anything, did I? Ugh. Back is stiff. No, yeah, she's just not here. I guess I'll just hit the hay and just get the dice tomorrow. It's so close, though. Oh, wait. No, yeah, I can get them now. 2356. Yeah, let's go get my dice. I can't take myself seriously looking like that. Get clothes back on it. Every time. Put so much goofy stuff on. Artwork in this game is so nice. I don't think there's anything to tell Gart anymore. I definitely have enough money now for like the next day and to get my dice and everything. As soon as you internalize being ultra-libertarian, like, you just start getting so much money. I remembered as soon as I got that, I was like, you don't need Hobocop anymore. And isn't that the truth of the irony of, like, when you start hustling, you no longer need to be homeless. I'm gonna need my light. I don't take damage if I don't go to sleep on time, do I? Yeah, so if I want to talk to Klasha on my own, it has to be at like 2100. It can't be like 2400, it seems. This is a lot creepier to walk around in and on your own at night. This almost makes it look more like a horror game. It's definitely not. Unless they mean like existential horror, like the horrors of fighting off nihilism and depression. Or owning your nihilism. And trying to be more optimistic about how nothing matters. That's how I'm approaching the X something. Doesn't matter, just leave it in the past.
Oh, it's you again. Are you looking for a die?
Oh, does she not have it?
I'm listening.
No, yeah, I don't think I have any more questions.
Good. I hope it clarified things a bit. I'm sorry. I'm a bit overloaded just now, so I can only produce one die per customer.
Oh, she doesn't, like, have it. Okay. I could have sworn she would. Okay, while I'm doing this...
Oh, and an incredibly cool piece of kitchen tissue is stuck to the back.
I can just do this.
Yes, at last. You find a way to piece them together using the alphanumeric code on the margin. HDB41,
I did these before I died
date of
last time.
initialization, and time of arrival on the scene. Why, yes, your precinct number is 41. Every last alphanumeric in the files begins with it. And these are your case files. It's safe to say HDB are your initials.
I think you mean RAC.
No, the alphanumeric begins with HDB.
Persist.
Fine, it takes about half an hour for you to piece one together. Mr. Raphael, which one do you want?
Oh, right, like, I read these two already, but I could just read another new one. I'll catch up on those later.
It would be very interesting to read about these, wouldn't it? I mean, there seems to be a square-shaped entry wound in the victim's forehead. She's been sitting there for weeks, on her rocking chair, with a square hole in her skull, staring at the wall, her mouth agape.
Where's the entry? Is it like through the temple or through the forehead or what? But what?
That's all you got. From the half hour you spent piecing it together, all you know is the entry wound was square-shaped. You never found the bullet. And then another body showed up, also with a square hole in his forehead.
That sounds so weird.
Toxicology showed the entry wound was laced with an incredibly potent psychoactive substance called HUV4-nil. No street name.
What? Were they all taking some kind of lethal drug into their skull or something then? No. But that is weird. So it's not like that would be like a residue of something for an entry wound for like a weird bullet. Or knife, or hammer, or something. Psychoactive drug, so it was a drug.
Who knows? Those pages are missing. What next? Don't worry. One day you may still catch the man with the square gun.
I can look back more at these.
Not much has changed.
Now it should be time. Can I talk to her now? Dice? Do I just have it completely wrong?
Oh, it's you again. Are you looking for a die?
No. Do I do math wrong? Does that mean 3 a.m.? No, that'd be 12 hours. Alright, well, I'll just go to sleep and pick it up the next day. We have wasted time. Well, I did actually read a case in the ledger. And that one's the weirdest one. I might just go on Google and be like, is there like some kind of precedent for like a real life case that had that happen? Like, what would a square hole in your head mean? Electrochem, I think, gave me a hint I never got before because I never did a physical run. And it's making me think it's not like a weird firearm or bullet or anything. It might just be like they're all taking some insane, weird suicide cult drug thing. Maybe it is a cult thing. It's like, I wonder, because it's like all you've got is a square hole entry point. It's like, why are we even assuming it's a murder then? Could have been a suicide. Yeah, but there'd probably be like a note or some kind of obvious like cultish message written by the victim. Like some kind of weird trippy chanting thing, or maybe ask somebody like, hey, were they acting weird? Any signs of blah de blah? And so on and so forth. Alright, yeah, it's midnight. Oh, almost everybody's gone except for like the one dude. There's like 3 people left. Alright, we'll go to sleep. Yeah, how much time can I skip with the ledger? I think I had like 6 cases there. So that's like 3 hours of time jump. If I need it. I can go get a book too, so. Why does I click on Kim's door while he's asleep in there? Nothing. Alright. Oh yeah, I wanted to try something else too. It's interfacing, right? Do I have one thing for interfacing. Yeah, just that though.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face.
Chain cutters. It was interfacing, right? Yeah. Yes, I know.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it.
I kind of really want to do this. I don't want to save scum though.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. The chain cutters slip out of your hands as you attempt to twist the faucet into place.
I really
Well,
want to try and get
you know
this.
one thing for sure.
So, I am gonna... The one save scum thing. I want to see what happens if I can stop the expression. It's kind of like, if this is gonna be my physical playthrough of the game, and it's like the biggest electrochem check. And I'm pretty sure turning the faucet off is the key to doing it. Yes, I do have these. I could go with that, but I can only probably do one shot of it.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. The faucet is quite terribly mangled, but you just might be able to twist its parts into place.
Oh, easily got it.
You handle the chain cutters deftly, applying just enough pressure. The faucet regains a recognizable shape. The steam stops. Told you that you needed those chain cutters. Everything is connected. Everything has a purpose. The mirror begins to clear slowly without you having to wipe it.
So much electrochemistry. Oh, these both have electrochemistry. Huh. What was the other one? Encyclopedia?
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. It's
Oh,
barely
there ain't no
covered
way
in
I'm
steam
getting that
anymore.
anyway.
Like the rest of you, it comes from a bad place somewhere in the past. That's all you know.
There's no way I'm passing that one this time. But come on, let's try and do it.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall.
Attempt to stop the
It's
expression.
barely covered in steam anymore. Still not happening. It won't.
No, I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. Come on. This is the only reason electrochem could be useful to me. It's what I wanted it to do. I think this is the only thing I've saved scummed this whole thing because it's like, I just really want it. It's like one of the
A
hardest
mirror
rolls.
hangs on the bathroom wall. It's barely covered in steam anymore. It's your face. It's
Yes.
like something snaps in you. A nerve ending. A thought. A sadness. Your face in the mirror is suddenly clean of the layer that had distorted it for God knows how long. Just like that,
There you go.
it's over. The running gag that your life had become. A sad old man looks back at you.
It's time to get real. There we go. We did it. He's sad now. But at least you're honest with yourself. Alright, now we can take off all of the ridiculous. We'll keep on this stuff. No, you know what? Wait, yeah, what do I want to be loud? I want physical to be loud and shivers to be loud. So that's the shirt. Interfacing being up sounds nice. Shivers, yeah, I want shivers. Logic. Visual calculus is always nice. What do I have here? Electro. Half-light is funny, but those look stupid. So yeah, maybe we just go with this for now. We just won't have much reaction speed. How about that? Yeah, okay, half-light. I want to wear this for the stat of logic up. Perception's fine too. We'll take that. Okay, that'll be what we rock. Alright. Oh, let's
The bed is still
make a real save. Because that's day 2. Done.
The bed is still. The bed is still cold from the wind blowing in from the broken window. The mattress creaks as you close your eyes and try your hardest to fall asleep.
Here we are again, my broken bud. The waves are coming, carrying you away. But you can't go. No, you have to stay. Always half aware of yourself. You're not cooperating, brother man.
Why?
It's your disgusting body. Even through your sleep, you feel a vague discomfort suffusing it. Your belly and your sides are unpleasantly tender. You wish you could curl up into a fetal ball of safety. But you cannot, because of the pain.
And there's a lot of it, ever present in your organs. It's like every one of them has their own nasty song to sing. That pain in your right side is your enlarged liver, by the way. As for your kidneys, you've really been compounding the damage lately.
I still really love 9 number 3. Wasn't this all just an... wasn't this the express to fuck all Burrow?
Now you've gone off the rails, baby. Now you're stuck sitting here by the tracks, admiring the wreck around you. You just can't help it, looking at yourself. The sum total of your accomplishment.
I still do think there is some nobility to looking around at a train wreck. That you're surviving.
You're just stuck here, in the half-world. Could try looking at other people, really looking. But why would you want to start doing that?
I am looking at all the people. I like them.
Sure you do. They're all so friendly, aren't they?
I wouldn't say that, but they're at least interesting.
At least they're interesting.
Oh my god!
Each one has a process just like yours, running in the space between their ears, full of secrets.
Am I actually rhetoric? What was rhetoric again? The fact that he just said exactly what I was really thinking in real life? But I mean, that's why people are interesting. Comparisons, differences.
People are beautiful, statuesque, parodies and tragedies of themselves. A great democracy of creatures.
Glad I wore the amphibian hat. Perception chiming in. Such a weird way of phrasing the same thing. People are interesting, says rhetoric. Perception elaborates. A person is a parody and a tragedy of themselves.
What do you think you're doing right now? Coming to some greater awareness? Look at all these lights, blinking in and out of existence. Thoughts! You're just pretending that you're asleep, even to yourself, while the world goes on without you.
Pretend long enough and you'll actually fall asleep.
Let it. Let it.
Honestly, yeah.
But it never seems to let you go, does it? Time to rise and wipe that shining sweat off as best you can. Gather your bearings. Rock and roll.
Is this sleep gonna actually damage me at the beginning or not? Let's see. It's supposed to heal me, but that one sounds like it's not going to. Oh, no, it sounds like I got healing. I need to clean this screen up a bit more. He's up. That still doesn't even look like a bed. Oh, hey, wait a second. Can I not? No, not that bottle, though. How about that one? Weird. Celsius. Let's see if she's here now. I'm just mostly excited because now we can get to the rest of the game. There's a huge section that opens up on the third day. There's so much to go do. But I am curious about... I don't think I asked Klasia last time what happened. Can't be anything good based on what other people have told you. Yeah, she's here. Alright.
Officer, what brings you up here in the rain?
Now that my partner isn't here, can we talk about what happened on Sunday?
Ah, yes. The night before I saw you in the hallway and reminded you you're a police officer.
What? It's one of the first things I remember doing at all.
Wow. Elysium. You don't hear that term often.
Well, Joyce taught me that. I wanted to click that one. I felt like hitting number 2, but I feel like I only know that one because of Joyce. So, did you hear anything coming from my room that night?
There was the usual ruckus. Loud disco music.
Any visitors?
I can't say. Probably not. Sounded like you were flying solo.
So, you said something about loud music?
Oh, yes. Various artists. Ostentatious orchestrations prime among them.
She arches her eyebrow, waiting for it to connect with you.
Oh, we're huge where I come from. I was very young then, of course, like 7. Life gets hard, but we go on.
Mostly just gets hard, doesn't it?
It would appear so. At around 2 o'clock, the disco stopped and there was a change of pace.
What happened?
A slow, sad song started playing, like organ music on repeat. That went on for quite a while. Some of that time you were yelling along to
at the
it.
beginning of the game. Was it this?
Yes, there was a church in there. A really small church. Like the smallest, saddest church in the whole world. It was about that. And also...
Probably gonna get a morale hit pretty soon here. What else?
that it doesn't matter anymore and that we're alone now. It was difficult to tell. The song itself was very quiet and soft, but you sounded like a wounded boar, sir. It was hard to understand what you were singing on top of it.
I'd imagine he was slurring like crazy. Then what?
Then you started screaming and trashed the place.
Yeah, that sounds right. What did I do?
A window was smashed.
Yeah, it was
The tape player, probably. The song stopped. And furniture, too. A real destructathon. There was screaming. Then I think you passed out.
Frightens me to hear. Anything else?
There was. I think you screamed that you didn't want to be this type of animal anymore. I may have misheard, but it was sort of memorable. I went out afterwards. Everything was quiet by then. Around 4 or 5. And that was it.
Thanks for letting me know.
No problem, sir.
Wasn't there something else? I'll want Kim for that, and we'll talk to them.
Why not? I'll be here until 11 p.m., drinking coffee, most likely.
Okay, so she does leave at 11.
As you turn, a bright light catches your eye, making you squint.
That sounds cool.
So cool.
Where's it coming from?
From a distant sunset, a stage light, flash photography, nowhere in particular. It's just what
Wait, how
superstar
did I
law
hit
officers
Superstar?
do. They squint at lights, and they solve shit.
Was it when I said that life sucks? It's only downhill from here? That doesn't sound very Superstar. I'm still sorry, Cop. I'll do Apocalypse Cop later. Although Apocalypse Cop would have been really funny with my shivers and half-light maxed out. At least I'm not boring, Cop. And I'm a good cop. Yeah, Superstar and Law Official sound weird together.
What are you, deaf? They're perfect, like rockstar politician and drug addict teacher. Embrace the superstardom you've worked so hard to establish.
You've got it all wrong, Composure. I mean, dude. We suck. Perception's the only one I jacked up, and that was just to do a thing I didn't even get to do.
Yeah, a cool, trash superstar. Big dick cop down on his luck.
He's really
Salam
positive
Rocky
about
by
this.
here. Badass on the edge disco cop. Time to recede into a ludicrous fantasy world. Here we go.
Fancy.
Camera.
Fancy.
Lights. Yeah, you know. Beneath it is just heartbreak. A pulmonary tract infection. Atherosclerotic disease. This is where you say action and reconceptualize all that. Reinvent it as the world's first celebrity police officer.
So the sad thing about this is it looks like it comes off as like, oh, be more positive about everything. But it's exactly that mentality that got him into this mess, and no. The key there to the denial, and it's why a lot of people are like, doing the Superstar Cop is actually not as much of a meme as you think. Because what you end up doing is becoming the exact thing that caused all of this in the first place. Kim hates Superstar Cop. As an example. And it's the thing that, like, broke up your old team. Placia. I still keep mispronouncing her name. It's hard for me to say it. I don't know why. Alright, wait. I'm gonna be right back. Okay. Oh, they're here now. Morning, Kim.
Yes?
Just some morning.
You look like shit.
Sean, wearing a wig and sunglasses.
And I don't mean that as a metaphor.
No, you don't. You look like a young god.
The last couple of days have been rough.
Oh, don't be so modest. We're looking at several months worth of damage here. Kind of a miracle you're still up and at it, to be honest.
Oh, come on, Jean. It looks like it's been a rough week on him.
It's not just this week. What you want?
Kim, you know who this is?
I'm not getting involved in this.
It's not my style, he thinks, glancing at the man in sunglasses and the woman beside him. Oh boy, they're mad at him. No wonder. He just doesn't recognize them. You know what it is. It's like the two of you know each other. Just ask him.
Tell me the truth. Do you guys know me?
Oh, I definitely know you from somewhere.
Another life.
From where? From another life?
Yes, from another life. A different life. Maybe the life of a police officer belonging to the ranks of the... To what station do you think you would belong in this alternate and totally fictional reality?
41st?
Okay. That's plausible. That's entirely plausible. Now we're really getting somewhere. Somewhere good.
So let's talk more about that hypothetical Station 41 you mentioned. Oh, I think the audio just glitched. Oh, the hypothetical 4-1. Yeah, let's fantasize about that. He blinks aggressively. I'm not busy. You're not busy. Let's just play around. Oh, he's being sarcastic, right? I'm supposed to be doing something. So what would our relationship be in this alternate universe?
Let's be crazy. Let's say you and I are partners. How's that for a thought experiment?
You seem cool. That'd be cool.
Would you now? Or would I be cramping your style? Never mind, partner.
Actually, I shouldn't have called you my partner. Kim's my partner.
I'm not your partner. This union is temporary.
Oh, come on. We're getting along fine, aren't we?
A little premonition for you, Lieutenant. Sooner or later, probably sooner, your new friend tells you he doesn't need you. He will then suggest you should fuck off.
That's sad to hear.
When that happens, I suggest you take his advice.
Oof.
The lieutenant merely bows his head in response.
Do you have a crime to solve here? Oh, his audio's still glitching out. Oh, no. You see, I enjoy watching other, better cops solve crimes. And let me tell you, it's been quite a privilege seeing you work. Yeah.
This isn't helping.
Who else is in the imaginary police station?
You're not going to believe this, but police officers.
I love Jean.
Yes, sir. Solving crimes, locking up bad guys, and get this, and not getting that drink on at 2 o'clock. Just some regular boring motherfuckers in suits and uniforms. Nothing spectacularly extravagant like you, the far-out son of Lang.
Who? Oh, it's you, you eccentric genius. A sarcastic wink. I mean, with your unorthodox approach to police work, it has to be you. Can you tell me more about him or her?
Not even a little bit.
Oof. Like, as in, we're not friends anymore, apparently.
It's an urban myth about an officer who is so far undercover he can't remember who he is. As I say, it's just an urban myth. You are not the son of Lang.
He's using a gag name for us. I just can't imagine it anymore.
Neither can I, partner. Neither can I.
Yeah. Like, this is sad. Like, he may be mad at us, but it's also just sad. Alright, see you around.
Watch out for yourself, loser.
That voice, so very
Oh,
familiar.
can I do it?
Did you hear it when calling to your station and reporting your badge missing?
Wait, on second thought, I think I actually do recognize your voice.
Oh, really? I wonder where.
I lost my badge recently when I called in to report it. You were there.
That's the where you remember me from?
I have a bit of memory trouble.
You don't say. Goodbye then. The voice thing was a coincidence. Run along, asshole.
Yeah.
Okay, the man with the sunglasses and his hypothetical Station 41. Weird, right?
I guess that was kind of weird.
There's something missing here. Something you can't put our finger on. You know what? Just ask him. I know it sounds crazy, and you'll probably get laughed at. But still.
I probably should.
Yes, just cross it off the list. It's probably not true, though.
Is that the highest on Esprit de Corps that I can do? Yeah, +1. What is the check?
Again? I can't believe this shit.
Okay, wait, no, I'll just leave him alone. Should we confront him? Whoa, now? I think so.
It's you again. What is it?
Clausa says she wasn't raped.
Fuck! I knew that fucking whore couldn't be trusted.
For the record, Titus Hardy did not explicitly specify the victim as a whore, nor did he say anything about trusting her.
In other words, forget that statement.
Oh, shut up and stay out of this, Liz. He raped her. He was out of his fucking mind. You have no idea.
She's just in denial, asshole. You don't understand the traumatic experience. She's shutting down, and she doesn't fucking trust you.
Yeah, she's crazy, you know. A crazy bitch. You know the type. She's fucked up.
Cut the bullshit, she was telling the truth.
Lawman, I'm at the end of my goddamn rope with you. I fucking told you not to push her.
His hands become fists.
And you went and pushed her. I am gonna fucking...
Titus Hardy! Everett personally sent me to take care of this. If this goes south, we'll all be in the shit. But you, Titus Hardy, are going to be buried. Am I understood?
The room is so quiet you could hear a pin drop. The rest of the cafeteria has gone quiet, too. Someone has to rush in to break the tension. The second in command.
Kim?
Look, Copper.
Oh.
We know that that fuck was a rapist and a killer. We got him confessing to it on tape. Show it to him, T. What's the harm, right?
Here, jerkwad, listen to this shit. And then come back and tell me the soldier of the apocalypse was an innocent man.
This is their last play, this tape. Their story is in tatters, a mess. It might be nice to listen to, but at this point, you don't need to.
Why should I care? I've already caught you lying to me.
You don't care about evidence. The fuck are you a cop for, then?
Pigs, T. They don't care about getting the truth. They care about getting convictions. They are fucking keeping a score on their bulletin boards.
I won't be on your bulletin board. If you don't listen to the tape, we got nothing to talk about.
So what exactly is going to be on this tape?
What's on it? We call it the Dorgun a Mega Mix. You'll know why. Won't you listen to it?
And where is this tape coming from?
You think we go into this shit deaf and dumb? You RCM aren't the only ones who know how to bug people. There's no university degree for that.
So you've bugged them? How?
We have machines. We're in logistics. How do you think a harbor works? It's advanced stuff.
Understood? You've listened in on their communications. How long?
Since way before their chief started taking swing lessons.
Things got nice and quiet after that.
Which one of you is doing the advanced radio work then?
It's not advanced. You just hold up in a coop all day, writing down what they say. It gets hot as hell in there.
Don't put yourself down, Angus. It's important work.
Yeah, man. You're like a radio genius or something.
So Angus.
Those notes are some in-depth stuff. Indexes and shit.
Where can I listen to it?
I'm sure we can find a tape player.
Where can I listen to this? Why don't you try shoving it up your ass, genius?
Yeah, play it with your ass, cocksucker.
I'm sure we can find a tape player. It's not a problem.
Your room had one. Or maybe it's too broken.
Alright, that's enough.
Don't forget your tape, lawman. Compliments of Titus Hardy. Fine. You do that. Oh, and keep it. Maybe you'll need a reminder of human ugliness someday.
Isn't yourself a reminder? Autosave. I still want my dice. Oh, I still need to pay Gart for the day, don't I? Well, I'll wait and see. Because I know there's another place to stay. God, I really hope Zalum does do something else cool with this stuff. I don't think anything could top Disco Elysium, but I still just want more stuff like this. But it would take forever to get a new project going like it. So much writing. I almost want to look up, like, how big was the script for this game again? It's like a whole small room's worth of text. Should be ready now.
Oh, it's you again.
Yeah.
Are you looking for a die? Very good. That will be 7 real for one custom die.
Cursed dice.
Here's the cursed die you ordered.
Tiny black sphere with 6 phrases written on it.
The phrases read, God is indifferent. Take all. Lose all. 50-50. Nothing happens. And pale.
What is it?
It's a die. Try rolling it.
You throw the ball on the floor, and it ends with one of the phrases facing upwards. God is indifferent.
Good. Now roll again, detective.
It lands on exactly the same result. God is indifferent. It declares again.
It's a sphere pretending to be a 6-sided die. Each row will end with one of the phrases facing up. The die originates in Ilmara, where it was used for cleromancy. Except I've weighted the die. When you try rolling it, you realize that each time it gets you exactly the same result. God is indifferent. This is our curse.
Thanks. I'll keep it.
Good luck, officer.
So can I
I'm sorry.
okay.
I'm a bit
So that's the one.
overloaded just now, so I can only produce 1 die per customer.
Ooh.
A gust of cold air sweeps through the chimney. The stones and minerals on the shelves rattle as though agitated. For a moment, it almost feels as though you're outside the building, exposed to the atmosphere.
Oh, I almost messed that one up too. I rolled a 1. But then a 6. Okay. I rolled basically a 20 and a 1. So, this is just a theory, but hear me out. I think I know why your business hasn't failed.
Didn't we already talk about this?
I think it's because you're not actually in the same building as the others. This isn't technically the doomed commercial area.
What are you talking about? My address is exactly the same. Rue de Saint-Guilain 10.
What updated here? Who made the call? Hidden, okay.
No, the old coal plant that used to be here was subsumed into the new venture. Its ruins swallowed up, yet it has a different address in the heart of the city.
Oh, the chimney you're in is on a different address. This chimney used to be a part of another building.
This doesn't make any sense. Are you saying my business was spared because of a technicality? Where is this coming from?
I'm just using logic. It's windy in here. You probably haven't properly sealed the chimney crown.
You're right. I should take a trip to the roof once the snow is gone. Does it mean that I'm safe from failure?
Don't let her become complacent. She still needs to ward her soul against the evil forces.
What the heck is happening outside? Is that coming through my audio? Just emergency vehicle going by. Curse or not, no one's ever safe from failure. What?
Do you know what this is?
She raises her hand to reveal a piece of metal shining on her index finger. Looks like a regular piece of jewelry.
It's a mourning ring.
Oh.
I made this when my first company failed. It was a small jewelry shop right here in the East Delta Commerce Center, built with the little I inherited from my parents. I drove it into the ground within a year. I didn't have what you would call a viable business plan.
Why are you telling me this?
It wasn't just the jewelry shop either. I always thought that it was just the world that you were supposed to try again and again until you finally succeed. And now you're telling me what? That it was all because I didn't run my little shops and ventures from a dump inside an abandoned chimney?
I wouldn't call it a dump. You've still made a lot of progress. It's nice and cozy in here.
Yeah. Or maybe it's the entire world that's cursed. It's such a precarious place. Nothing ever works out the way you want it. That's why people like role-playing games. You can be whoever you want to be, you can try again. Still, there is something inherently violent even about dice rolls.
Yo. I like that. I like that line a lot. Like, I think she's now gonna start pointing out that, like, of course, escapism from the harshness of reality through games. But even in our perfect escapes from reality, we add a little bit of the harshness of reality to it to truly enjoy it. And doesn't that say something about how harsh reality maybe isn't too bad?
It's like every time you cast a die, something disappears. Some alternative ending, or an entirely different world.
She picks up a pair of dice from the table and examines them under the light.
But anyway, thanks for sharing your theories, officer.
We got something cool. I like the artwork of that. This spherical die with an octahedral cavity and a small internal weight will settle with one of the 6 phrases facing up. God is indifferent, take all, lose all, 50-50, nothing happens, and pale. It's made of bog oak burl, coloring it malevolent black. Note, look at the map tab in journal to see which white checks have opened. What? Oh. I think there's a lot more that opened up. So it's like random ones. Precarious world. Seems like the point of this game is victory, the absence of defeat on all fronts. Victory in business ventures and creative undertakings, victory in love and over other people. Political victory, ideological victory, hell, even sexual victory. Definitely a lot of object-based victories too, having things and not losing them. One problem though, not a lot of victors in sight. Everyone's mostly losing. Why is that? And how do you not lose? All red checks fail. I do want to internalize that one. red checks aren't that common, and it's just that, like, if I bumble into one, I just won't do it. But I need to level up first. I need to go do things.
You keep coming back. That's good, officer. Keep browsing those clothes, keep saving that economy.
If he really wants to save the economy, he'd let you pay with net worth. Go over and ask him if you can. Something cold grazes your hand. Synthetic and sleek. A windbreaker. Surf, it says, but also wind, summer, 100% waterproof, and sport. All in different typefaces.
Fizz?
This jacket is the apex of human evolution. The moment at which man became weatherproof. Practical, and yet it may deaden your senses to the world around you. Possibly because of the awful typeface.
Good choice, officer. Mega sporty. And it's only $4.50 for you, sir.
Can I find the shades?
The shine on these...
Stylish shades, huh? They'd be even more stylish. No luck. All you find is this lime cut.
Oh! That vibe. You don't like it?
I already have it. What's it? Ah, okay. Strangely comforting. Yeah. When you're in, like, busy towns, for some reason walking by, like, a sewage bed is strangely nice in, like, really cold weather. It wouldn't be nice now, though, in the rain. You'd smell it super awful. Those aren't the flowers that were left for closer.
The tear machine stand. Your bottles clunk into the machine.
Still got it. That's still part of the hustle. Right. to the thingy. They fixed it.
A rusting control.
We did it. We've done a lot.
The water lock starts moving.
All right, we can go to the coast now. Expect rugged terrain and drunks. And if you wanted to forge that document for Evrard, now you can.
More abandoned lorries. Yeah. No entry. Someone scribbled the star on it. Beep. Up. Boop. Ooh. What did that give me? Empathy. I mean, I kind of want visual. Is there any thought associated with this? Oh, it's playing the main menu music. Money. Oh, I always like that feeling when you're kind of like in a tunnel. Lowering experience. I think there's always enough money lying around for a 20. So it's like easy to actually get the top. There's the tree barely audible.
Rust peels off the bent iron posts of the swing. The wind whistles through the skeleton of the small house behind you. There's desolation everywhere.
What happened here?
In this yard,
The lieutenant looks at the small building. A flock of gray swallows takes off in the distance.
someone thought they could have a summer house in a bloc obscur for cheap. It didn't work out. They abandoned it about a decade ago.
Block obscure?
A black bloc, a part of the city left unrenovated after the war, or one that has fallen to gang violence, or has become inhospitable in some other way.
So that's where we're at?
Practically, it's not an official term in any way, but look around. No sewage, broken power lines, crime, drunks. Life is tough in the blocks. It's no place to build a summer house.
There's anything left? Well, I mean, I know there's stuff left.
Yes, for you to pick up as part of the Jamrock Shuffle.
Yeah, I already did it. He knows they did.
It's not meant as nagging, just an observation.
We should move. I don't think we will solve the murder with forays into the urban hinterland, at least in this phase of the investigation.
Urban hinterland. At least in this phase, because yeah, I've already been doing it and it paid off, man. The Jamrock Shuffle is strong. Oh. The music collection, right? There it is! We'll look at it later. It's under interact, right? I need to get that boombox from the pawn shop. But first, we've got to get something really important. Here it is. This is my second favorite thing in the game. Oh, I accidentally got rid of the perception thing. No! There it is. Creaking ahead. Broken axle grinding. Here's our car. Why does that ding? There's money all lying out in here. A bottle frozen into the ice. Oh, that means I can't take it, huh?
A banged-up motor carriage lies half submerged in the icy water, slowly sinking into the Insulindian Ocean. Only the cabin top, rear wheels, and the engine remain visible. It must be cold and lonely down there in the icy water. Remember the tire tracks in Martinez? This is where they were leading.
So this is where all the tracks were leading to.
It appears to be so.
Lieutenant has a peculiar look in his eyes as he inspects the wreckage. He knows. Let's investigate.
I agree. We should definitely investigate.
You get a sudden sinking feeling. Stomach acid comes up as you look at the motor carriage in the deep, dark, cold water.
Run your hand over the cold metal.
The motor carriage is properly stuck in the ice. Getting it out would require a team of specialists.
Identify him, huh?
Rust, moss, and sea life have already claimed it for themselves and initiated a slow decomposition process.
What does the vehicles make?
The logo is too deep in murky water. You can't make it out, but you do see a monkfish float by.
How long has it been here?
The ice hasn't closed around the vehicle yet. My guess is it's been here since last Saturday or Sunday.
What should we do?
Let's wait for the low tide and see what's inside.
Great idea. Then we can get the things inside. The joyrider must have left something good inside. Guns, papers, maybe a cool jacket. A joyrider jacket.
I know what's in it.
A joyrider jacket. You feel a strange connection to this joyrider. Maybe he's from some kind of joyriders district and likes blue and white racing livery, like a cop would.
Yeah, like a cop would. I just even realized that's a esprit de corps. That's like, oh yeah, I like this car. Says your sense of camaraderie to the force. Alright, how long do we have to wait for low tide?
I don't know. An hour or two, tops?
Let's sit on the swing and wait for the tide. Here we go.
As you sit down in the old, rusty playground, the world around you becomes very silent. The hinges creak under your weight. Nothing but the sound of seagulls high above in the sky. echoing like distant laughter. Ice cracks around the blue motor carriage in the sea.
Looks really blue.
Yes, it does.
What's your favorite blue thing?
Let me think about it.
I try and whistle it too.
Spit flies from your mouth to your moustache, your chest, the ground before you. No sound though.
No, just no sound, just spit.
The lieutenant must think it's rather funny. He smiles and quickly turns away.
Keep blowing.
That's right. Just keep at it. It will come to you.
Thanks, Kim.
With his lips puckered, the lieutenant lets out a beautiful, melodic trill that puts even the insulindic thrush to shame. You hear the sound echo on the large body of water. Clouds race across the spring sky, and suddenly you just feel better about everything.
Such a pretty little moment.
The clouds pass in the sky, and the shadow of the swing moves like the hour hand on a timepiece. 30 minutes have passed. Looks like this might take a while. Time to present a good topic for discussion.
Oh god, no, not number 1. Number 3. Number 3 is totally what I would ask somebody. Would you rather sit on an anthill for an hour or stand in a river of leeches?
Well, historically, leeches have been used to prevent and even cure many ailments.
Kim's thinking. I would have said leeches. Anthill just sounds really annoying, whereas at least the leeches are large and easy to, like, I don't know, like more interesting to look at, and possibly easier to remove than all of the millions of ants. Plus, the question is leaving out an important detail. There's a huge variety of ants. Some of them could kill you. I don't think there's too much diversity amongst leeches.
Clouds on the horizon grow darker, and the shadow of the swing set keeps climbing. You hear the distant rumble of the city. 30 minutes pass.
If you had to side with either the strikers of the company, which would you choose? Do you think I'll find my gun? I actually want to ask him more questions.
Luckily, I am already a member of an independent organization, and therefore do not have to choose between a rock and a hard place.
But gun to your head?
Your voice echoes on the water, strange and out of place in the environment. 30 more minutes pass.
Can you make out the mark now?
Detective, I've been able to make out the mark ever since we arrived. I find it odd that you haven't. It's a Capri, Model 40.
Oh no.
It is a simple and rugged machine, favored by working men, government offices, firefighters, animal control people, you know, those kinds of people.
Is that a number on the side of the car? It is indeed.
Yes, 41. What do you think it stands for?
Does he know something about that speed racer?
Oh god, no.
I'm sorry, Harry. I'm so sorry.
It's one of the few times he calls you Harry.
41. Precinct 41. A massive pit opens up in your stomach, and the most terrible feeling comes over you.
And it's like, the saddest part about this is if you've been doing a good job on getting Harry's shit back together, and then this just hits you with how bad it was.
You feel like you're about to faint and fall off the swing. Your hands get clammy, and the air tastes sour to breathe.
I actually like the little detail. Like, they could totally have your character stop swinging, but he's still swinging.
Oh God, Harry. Oh God, Harry. What did you do?
What do you mean me? It's all of us together, especially you, Half-Light.
No. Just no. Say no to this, Harry.
No, I didn't.
Yes, your car is in the sea. Face it, so we can start dealing with this.
Fritz is dealing with it, screaming, "Oh my god, I drove my car into the ocean."
I'm afraid so, yes. It looks like you started in front of the whirling, jumped over the canal, and then drove your vehicle in the sea right here.
Can we get out?
Detective, we don't. A rescue operation really isn't viable at this point.
I can still fix it.
That is very unlikely. All the electrics are toast. That goes for the electromagnetic steering and brake systems as well.
That wasn't what I was talking about, Kim.
You'd be lucky to find one undamaged component in there. In a few months, there will be nothing but rust left of this vehicle. It'll be cheaper to buy a new one. Well, not cheaper. This motor carriage costs 40,000 real. But in the long run, it still makes more sense to buy a new machine than try to refurbish this.
This is a disaster, Kim.
Let's face it, this is a substantial loss to your district's budget. I mean, my station only has 4 other vehicles in addition to my kinema.
Kim, that's not helping.
This was 20% of the station's vehicular budget.
They're not gonna take me back, are they?
People are more valuable than machines. Training a police officer is even more costly.
People, yes, but not you.
I feel like when Half-Light is maxed out, Half-Light wants you dead. Like, when they describe it as like a sense of fear, fear becomes suicidal tendency. Jesus. First my badge and the gun, and now this?
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and doesn't say anything. There is also a 4th thing you've lost.
I don't want to hear about that.
It's lost forever into the deepest of seas.
That's the X something. We're not going to talk about that in this run. So it's just going to be here forever?
I'm afraid it will have to be there like that for many years. Look at it. Parts of it might be salvageable, but overall, this machine is a write-off.
I mean, maybe I was chasing someone?
Of whom? I don't think so. If anything, you were probably drunk.
Probably. Try
Shut up.
definitely.
Well, at least we can get some of my stuff. Just like...
Yes. Let's go take a look.
Perfect analogy for the situation, you know? Did I level during that? I did. I don't think I have any red check coming up soon, so... It only takes 4 hours to get that. It would have been nice to do it before we just did this. But this is how I leveled up. I'll probably just read my case files while we're doing it. Badge! Jacket! Which is weird, cause like... So is the jacket for, like, Commander's jacket? Is that for, like, winter? Like, what is... These are both clearly yours. I can take that. And put on a nice shirt. My badge is found. Oh, isn't it interactable? Yeah, it should be. Oh shit, I never looked at the picture. You can see the resemblance.
An intricate web
Wrong
of
thing.
blue light. It's still kind of...
Dubois. A younger version
police badge on which you see the photo of a man. You. Some seaweed is stuck to the back.
Leave it. I found my badge!
At least something good came out of all this.
Study it.
Encased between two durable plastic sheets is a bluish card with lines of information and a watermark in the shape of the street grid of Revachol West. You see a photo, a name, a rank, a document number, the date of issue, and, in the lower right corner, your precinct.
I got my badge. Look at the photo.
The man keeps winking at you with his green-grey eyes. The photo is old, no doubt about that. But the badge is new. You used an old photo for a new badge.
How old?
8, maybe 10 years. The guy in the picture is rather good-looking. He's got a nice haircut and is distinctly lacking in massive sideburns.
And why is he winking?
What do you think? His face is already contorted by the expression, although it looks less grotesque on him than it did on you. It looks like you had quite the charming face way back then. Your hair is brown and slightly curly. Your eyes seem more clear somehow. The lack of alcohol swelling is a bonus, though there's a pinch of that in your cheeks already. Don't be fooled. The bad times have already begun. The badge in your hand shines as you rotate it, catching light. You see lines of information on it, and a shining watermark.
Name, Harrier Dubois.
Harrier, that's long for Harry. So you are Harry. Evrard was half right. Probably not a lot of people know your full name. Whoever told him you're Harry Dubois didn't.
Strange, it doesn't say Raphael Ambrosius Cousteau.
Not strange at all. Your name is Harrier Dubois, like it says on your police badge.
What kind of name is Harrier?
It's a wartime name, revolutionary. The kind mothers give their sons during troubled times, like Undying or Boxer or Iron and Hide.
I kind of like that, actually.
It's meant to keep you safe.
But I don't want to be Harrier. Fine. Harry Dubois.
Pleased to make your acquaintance, Harrier Dubois.
He's not going to call you Harrier. He'll keep calling you officer when he's angry with you, and detective when he's not.
Office. I haven't caught that, actually. That when he's mad, he's been saying officer. And then when he's happy with you, he calls you detective, because detective would be higher up. I can't believe I never noticed that. I'm going to try and pay more attention to that.
The badge in your hands shines as you rotate it, catching light. You see lines of information.
And whenever he's, like, pitied you, he calls you Harry. Rank? Lieutenant? Second Yefeter or whatever?
Lieutenant Double Yefreiter.
Yefreiter. What is Lieutenant Double Yefreiter?
The lieutenant is a rank above sergeant and below captain. It's the highest rank in the RCM that still does field work. I am a lieutenant.
And Double Yefreiter?
The title of Yefreiter is added to your rank when you decline a promotion to a higher rank. In your case, captain. You have declined twice, thus you're Double Yefreiter.
Decline?
There are many reasons one would do this. The rank above you in your precinct's decomptage might be taken, or sometimes promoted officers do not want to replace their superiors, out of respect. And sometimes they just prefer the type of police work available to their current rank, in your case, lieutenant.
Heavy-duty case-solving machine.
What's a decomptage?
Decomptage is the hierarchical system employed by the Revachol Citizens Militia. It means counting down to twos. The lowest rank is junior officer, usually teenagers. Then there are the patrol officers, then sergeants, lieutenants, and then a captain. That's basically it, except for a few kings.
Kings?
Kings like satellite officers and the additional Yefreiter rank I already explained.
The satellite officer was the guy on the radio, right?
The long and short of it is, you're his superior.
Satellite officers?
You are given the title of satellite officer if your partner is quickly promoted through the ranks and you rise with him. You don't seem to be a satellite.
So wait, this whole time you've really been putting up with all my bullshit because I'm twice your superior, Double Yefreiter?
No, I've been putting up with you because despite an unconventional approach, you are doing good police work.
Thanks, Kim.
It matters more than driving your motor carriage into the sea. And now we've even found your badge.
Aww.
He trusts you, for now. Try not to spoil it.
I won't. I thought my rank was drunk.
Yes, apparently you've had a rather successful career in the past, and this leads me to believe maybe your current situation is only temporary.
Thanks, Kim.
Good.
Such a small yet precious thing. Expensive paper caught between thick plastic, like a fly in amber. It reads,
Serial Revachol 126205 Jamrock 41.
That's just the serial number. Revachol, Jamrock, Precinct 41, with some numbers thrown in there for good measure.
the numbers are not there for good measure. They have an administrative purpose, one that's unfortunately been erased from your memory.
This badge was issued to me like only a year ago?
4 months ago. I'm
Oh,
guessing
not
that's when
even.
you were promoted to the rank of Lieutenant W. Freighter.
So he just recently turned down a promotion.
A new badge usually comes with a new rank. You seem to have been doing well then.
4 months ago.
The pain in your chest tells you you were working yourself to death to earn that rank.
He did work himself out of the... He was probably working himself to near death out of depression.
The case created a lot of edge you have to take off. The death march really gets us going.
Yeah.
You're pretty sure you weren't doing well, but better? Probably yes. A lot can happen in 4 months, especially in winter. The winters are never easy on you, of that you are sure.
And so, we know for sure Precinct 41.
Yes, it's the designation of your precinct. 41, like mine says 57. The 57th is mostly industrial harbor, a lot of asphalt. The 41st is...
The 41st is what?
It's a tough station to work in. You have all of Jamrock to cover. That district should have 3 precincts, but money is what it is.
Oh god, we're doing the same work that 3 precincts would do. And I think you can learn from Jean later that you screwed over the precinct and a lot of people left. So you're not even a full precinct.
It's no wonder you are like you are, he thinks. But then again...
Yeah, what's doubly interesting in this game's narrative is as the player is learning things about your character, so is Kim, and he starts reacting to that, and that's what Esprit de Corps is for. Is you'll notice things in Kim when he's learning things about you.
But then again, it's a legendary district, and a hell of a station too. It must be an honor and a curse to work with people like Price, McCoy, Berdiaeva.
And you? Is it an honor to work with you? Don't ask him. Ask yourself. The badge in your hand shines as you rotate it, catching light.
Yeah, we can tell Joyce I got my badge. We can talk more. Let's report my badge is found. I like the detail. You can't talk with them, but those guys are totally there because they fixed it. Now they're just taking a break.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone.
This is Precinct 57. Just a moment.
10-4, come in, officer. Over.
I'm happy to report I have found my badge.
10-4, sir, glad to hear that. I'll write down that there is no need to issue a new one to you then. Over.
Feels good to get that off your chest, right? Celebration with beer?
That's all for now.
Roger that, 10-10.
Cool. Did that level me? No. Not even close. Oh, should we go tell Joyce I got my badge? I mean, we already got info out of her. What am I reacting to? Heimdall. No, let's continue exploring down south. That check with Joyce, I think, is just the esprit de corps one. Like, asking about the RCM. Let's jamrock shuffle our way down here. Let's go tuck push. I'll pay Gart later. He's always there. Footprints. So I was just stumbling my way around here. Oh. Greasing the tar. Can I not walk this way? No, you have to go around. What's in here? Isn't this an empty room? Yeah. Dark red chair. Huh. Bow tie. Nah. Well, he's not exactly listening to the time. We'll wear the bow tie for a bit. Oh, what am I noticing? Cold breeze? Oh. It's not very well insulated, that's for sure. It's just a bunch of wood planks stuck in the ground. Was there even a foundation? I didn't even tell. Oh, these are the, moralist pants.
These are some wonderfully regular pants. Not too tight, not too loose, moderate in every sense. You'll blend right in at some pleasant dinner party.
I like regular, normal things.
I know you do. These Inter-Estellari pants are like wearing a perfect compromise in your nether regions. No one will call the moral intern on you like this, that's for sure. You're a little more moralist now, buddy. A little more normal, even if you didn't want to be.
So that's where you can get a moral intern no matter what. I think there's an item you can wear to be associated with each of them. Quick trap. Oh, wow. I forgot there... Was there always fast travel? There's a button. Oh, that's good. These are good boots.
Hi, officer.
Woman in a raincoat stands in the quay, considering an overturned boat. A sword and a scabbard hangs from her head.
Anything I can help you with?
That depends. Where are we?
A fishing village on the seashore. This place doesn't really have a name. It's sometimes called Elysium.
Why?
The sign on the street leading here is illegible.
Oh.
Has been since they built this place.
The wind rattles her earrings. What's your name?
The name is Lillian. People call me Netpicker. I think I have time for questions. And that was actually the second one.
Indeed, you're always confused as to your whereabouts.
Oh, yeah. Wow. She recognized that I asked her something else. Where are we?
Ask her about the cool sword. Helps to break the ice.
Nice sword. Any story behind it?
Unfortunately, the factory sold this one with a 3-year warranty instead of story. It's to intimidate folks mostly.
It is imposing.
It's a regular mass-produced sword, like a shovel or an axe. Nothing fancy, just for intimidation.
Why would you need intimidation?
From time to time, people need a lesson in respect. That's just the way it is. Back in the day, I caught the eyes of many men. And believe me, men need a lesson in manners from time to time.
So where are all the men now?
Some went to patch their wounds, their lesson learned. Others were more thick-headed. And one of them, I ended up marrying.
Where's your husband now?
Gone.
Gone where?
To the waves. The sea took him. It was a long time ago.
Oh.
He didn't respect the sea. Went out there, drunk like a skunk, and sure enough, one day the boat was found floating empty. The bloated corpse turned up 2 weeks later. Now, before you tell me how sorry you are for my loss, know that it was 4 years ago, and I've moved on. There's only so much mourning you can do for a drunk with sinewy muscles.
She really liked those muscles, though. It's in the way she pronounces sinewy.
Gotta keep the wheels spinning.
Us working folk don't have the luxury to be bedsick with melancholy. I buried him, mourned for an appropriate amount of time, and went on. Life didn't really change that much for me and the kids.
She glances at the village where 2 little kids are playing with what look like rocks.
This is neither a touchy nor a very interesting topic for her. She looks like she's ready to go on a date with another, better, drunk. Ask her. Both of you could need some action.
I'm also looking for someone maybe you can help.
Let's see. Who are you looking for?
Looking for a missing cryptozoologist.
I don't think I know what these are. Care to elaborate?
People who look for animals who are hard to find.
Aha! Like snowmen.
Snowmen? I haven't heard about that one.
2 old guys have been wandering around here, nose in sand, talking nonsense about snowmen and the like.
Where'd they go?
I don't really know. Further down the peninsula, I guess. I mean, that's where they were heading. Who else are you looking for besides snowmen?
Not looking for anyone else right now. There is going to be somebody else I'm looking for over here later.
Well, how can I assist you then, officer?
What do you do around here?
Like I said, fish mostly. Sail the waves, take care of the kids, pick nets. Right now I'm tarring a little skiff.
Is that enough to make a living?
Sometimes I also walk to the beach to see what the sea has given up. The sea is full of surprises.
Anything interesting you found?
Wood, pieces of glass. Every once in a while we see dead bodies. Human, animal, fish, other odd sea creatures. A mine washed ashore once. Bottles, drugs also. Lost cargo in general. Most of the time it's just wood and glass.
All right. Major choice moment. You only get to ask one thing. It would be weird to say them all. Choose wisely. Mines. Mines. You need mines.
A mine?
Well, the RCM has to wait for another one because some army folks came by, took it in the middle of the bay and blew it up. The blast was surprisingly timid for such a huge spiky thing.
So I take it that's your boat?
Sure is. The Sun, I call her, coated with a fresh layer of tar just yesterday. It'll take some time for it to dry, assuming the sunny days continue.
Alright, I'll see you around. I shouldn't say anything after that. I love that if you try and ask her out, the first thing that pops up is Kim being here makes it weird.
Welcome to the fishing village. Please lean in closer. I have cataracts.
How did you know I was even here then?
I still have a golden ear. Come, come. Oh, welcome, police officer. We don't cause any trouble around here.
The smell.
And we don't want any trouble either.
We are not here to cause any trouble, madame.
What he said, we're cops. We don't cause trouble, we take care of the trouble for you.
Oh, of course. Last time we saw you around here was 12 years ago. You also came to take care of trouble then. Wish you did. But still, in Martinez, you're considered an ill omen.
What kind of ill omen are we talking about?
Oh, the usual. Dark tidings. Black hound.
That's you, all right. A black hound licking your own heels.
I'm pretty sure I am an ill omen after all.
You're not. No one around here considers us an ill omen. People would have told us.
Maybe they are afraid.
Why?
Because you're an ill omen. But you're still welcome here. As long as men with guns aren't chasing you. And maybe even then. Because that's the kind of fishing village we've built.
Yeah, I was like gonna say, there are men with guns chasing both of us. And not us.
I'm sorry there's not a lot of room to park the motor carriage. and not a lot of houses or a lot of people. My kids are long gone, searching for treasure. So are others.
I think I solved the parking problem already.
Ah, look at me ramble on. What brings you to us?
Where could someone stay around here?
Stay? Most people here are trying to leave. That said, if lodgings is what you're looking for, I've got a free room in the shack.
How much is it?
I won't charge you for it. Take it as a gesture of goodwill from the village to the RCM.
Wait, you're just giving it to me?
No one is using it, and God knows it's not much anyway. You can stay there.
I'm not sure this is appropriate.
Oh, don't. It's your choice. No skin off my teeth.
Why isn't anybody using the room?
My kids grew up and left like they do. The house is long empty now. I live in the small side attachment. It's easier and cheaper to keep warm.
I'm just checking and running this by you one more time. I can just have this room?
Aye. The room is pretty bare bones, but it's got a bed and roof over it. That's more than some folks have around here.
Jeez. This could be the first chapter of my rags to riches memoir.
Surely not the
Yeah.
first one.
Money.
So are you interested or not?
You got yourself a tenant.
Don't make an old woman regret opening her house to the place.
Well, if you are not in the hostel in the morning, I'll know where to find you. Here, in a shack.
Can you tell me more about yourself?
Me? No one. Just an old washerwoman. Mother called me Isabel, if that's what you're asking. And my married name is Sadie. Now it's your turn, Mr.
Lieutenant W. Freighter Harrier Dubois.
Quite a handle you got there. So many titles. One of them double.
So, what is in this fishing village besides the obvious?
Just us. It's barely a village anymore. We almost don't exist.
What do you mean?
This is pretty much a non-place. A gap. A blank spot on the map. Just a cluster of nameless shacks on a nameless street.
There's gotta be something here.
Over there, you can find more of the same. Shacks and trees growing wild. That's the pox.
Between here and Jamrock, a dusty sea of old trees, all covered in industrial soot. Small houses under them, an overgrown park.
The pox. What do you mean by the pox?
An old military hospital and its surroundings. Or it used to be, during the time of the suzerain. After the war, it was turned into a goodwill hospital for shell-shock veterans and folks looking for some quiet in the old sanatorium gardens. Now the area is crisscrossed with nameless streets and makeshift cinderblock houses. Shacks as far as the eye can see.
What happened to the hospital?
The goodwill ran out. The staff left and the place was shut down. It's long gone by now.
That's a sad phrasing. Goodwill ran out. As in just like started with good intentions, but then after a while it's just like they just can't keep it going. Who else lives here?
Well, there's Lillian and her kids. A few new folks live in the house to the east, but they're away right now. And then there's the drums. Not a pretty sight, but there's little we can do about it. Home is home, even for them.
I met Lillian.
Lillian is tough. Tougher than the men here, at least. If it wasn't for her and the kids, this place wouldn't have a spark of life
I
left.
didn't meet the drunks yet, though. I walked by them.
Sooner or later, you'll see for yourself. Don't have to look long to find these guys.
Anyway, how do you guys make money around here?
Here, for you? No, officer. The only money we have here is some coins the drunks tried hiding from their women and then forgot about.
She nods, rinsing another piece of cloth.
Further down the coast, anything interesting?
Not much. There's the abandoned church, the Dolorian Church of Humanity. It's been there since before my time, even.
Why is it abandoned?
Some things just don't fly, officer. Look around. Who'd go to church here? They built it 300 years ago. Must have been nicer then.
Poor got shot to hell.
So, they don't hold services there anymore? The Ecclesiastes?
No, we've tried, but things just keep happening. Crime, accidents, other things. The place never stays open. It's a pity. It used to be such a nice church.
Anything else?
Before you get to the church, there's some ruins, an apartment complex, or some kind of electrical plant. Run-down bunch of houses, empty.
Anything else?
Of note, the old fish market up on the boardwalk, but it's closed.
All right.
As I said, it's a peninsula. There's no one there, just ghosts and vagrants, and teenagers making out.
All right, I'm off. The kids. And the drunks are just down south.
The scruffy-haired little boy kicks a stone. He can't be more than 5 years old. He watches his brother kick the stone with his tongue lolling out of his mouth.
You guys must be Lillian's kids.
This one doesn't say anything, kicking the concrete with his worn-out sneaker.
Lily's our mum.
Yeah, I said that.
The stone kicker laughs suddenly. His head is too large for his shoulders. The other one laughs as well. Wow, so intellectually stimulating. The stone kicking isn't even of very high caliber. Anyone can do
Kids
that.
are stupid. All right, bye, kids. Oh, wait.
The door has seen better days. The layer of paint has started to peel off due to the salt and wind from the sea. Even the lock looks slightly rusted.
I'll wait outside to give you some time and privacy to check out your new living arrangement. But just so you know, after we are done with the day, I'll still be staying in the Whirling in Rags for the night. We'll meet in front of the shack in the morning.
The key turns with a satisfying click. You can enter the shack now. The bed is comforting, if a bit run down. Still, you've earned a rest. A brisk coastal wind still howls against the window of the shack. Occasionally, the waves crawl in under the foundation, producing a low hum. The room feels muffled, like you pulled your hat over your ears. Outside, it is cold and windy, but you're inside, and it feels safe and warm.
This sounds so comfy.
What is this place to you?
A
Westward, across the canal, towers the whirling in rags. Door number 1 on the second floor is locked. Behind it lies a trashed room. 1 floor below, behind a counter, stands an irritable man. In a small shack in the fishing village, a baroque heater hums quietly, emanating a sense of comforting warmth. A wash basin lies on the table, the water inside reflecting the somber face of the world. Far away, on the corner of Perdition and Main, a nondescript building, obscured in a haze. It's vacant and lost, just like its tenant.
Thank you, Strange Sensation, for a fair assessment of the current situation. It's establishing that this is now home, and that corner of Perdition and Main was his old house.
Outside, the howl of the wind has picked up. The waves crash against the stilts again. It's as if you think the thought, but in someone else's voice.
Look under the floorboards.
What is this? No.
On the table, you see a bowl of water, a rough soap, and next to it, a small hand mirror. A straight razor soaks inside them. Your hand trembles as you scratch your cheek. Oh no, that's not how a grown man shaves. Thank God, I would have cut your throat. The water reflects back a vague image of your face. Nose bulbous and red, hair unkempt, wrinkles lining the eyes and forehead. The stash is gigantic. You'll be looking like a pansy without the chops. A fucking pansy. An old mirror hangs on the wall. You see the reflection of your face in it, such as it is, without. Like the rest of you, it...
Still can't. Shivers told me to check under the floorboards, but I don't think my perception's actually getting it. So that was hand-eye coordination, right? I could probably get him up next. I'm internalizing the thought right now for the red checks, right? Yeah. Oh.
You take the legal documents out of the envelope. A 12 to 40 month construction period and the zoning plan in the addendum.
I want to screw over Everard.
On the table, you see a bowl of water. You take the legal documents out
All
of the
red checks fail
envelope.
right now.
A 12...
Don't do it. Glad I remembered. That's a red check. Don't do that just yet. Wait. Until we're done.
for Abigail.
I was wondering what he would sound like with voice acting. He did not disappoint.
The noxious odor emanating from the drunken man is strong and familiar.
Don't you call her? Yeah! Don't call Abigail!
Who's Abigail?
Uh-huh. Abigail. Don't you fucking call Abigail.
Never thought you'd see such a thing in your life. But this guy's a little too drunk.
Why shouldn't I call Abigail?
He snorts and beckons you to lean in closer.
Don't call Abigail. Don't call Abigail.
Don't call Abigail.
Hey, tequila!
A 30-something man clad in a two-piece Lycra trademark tracksuit puts down his Pilsner and extends his hand in greeting.
Good to see you. How's business? How's the whole reality situation treating you?
Shake his hand.
So what's happening?
Tequila?
Yeah, Tequila Sunset. How are the, high-concept, reality-based adventures proceeding?
Good. These people know your true name. Looks like it has preceded you, Mr. Sunset. More on that later.
Reality makes me aggressively sad.
I know what you mean. Sitting around with these bums, you really get to know the nitty-gritty of reality. And it isn't good. Things aren't going super well for Idiot Doom Spiral either. Haven't found those keys yet, haven't won that great piece of ass back. No word from my business buddies.
What else do you guys do around here besides drink?
We are saving the world.
Please. Please don't call. Don't call.
Oh, this is very different with voice acting. I don't know what it is about it. It seems so much sadder. And like how do I describe it? In an entertaining way, this is so much more depressing.
Okay, we're drinking. We're drinking alcohol. That's what we're doing. I tried to save the world once, a long time ago, with enterprise, creativity, and willpower. But that didn't work out. So now, it's a pirate's life for me.
What is Tequila Sunset?
It's you. You're Tequila Sunset.
How do you know that?
We've met before. Don't you remember?
No.
Aha. Do you want to know how Tequila Sunset came to be?
Tequila. Tequila Sunset. Something ominous there.
Go ahead.
Let me take a sip to moisten up my cords. Tequila Sunset rolled into Martinez last Friday. And by Tequila Sunset, I mean you. The man, the myth.
Was I alone?
Hey, let's not jump ahead of ourselves. This is your story. Stop interrupting. You got here on Friday to solve a case, hoping to be the early bird who gets the worm. And by the worm, I mean the buzz. Because as far as I know, all you did was get piss drunk. Word on the street is you went around the local hostel telling people that you're a police officer, and that it would be really fucked up if you shot yourself in the head, right in front of them. That's pretty high concept, if you ask me.
Does that sound like something you'd do? Yeah, probably.
I expected half-light.
The lieutenant's brow is furrowed. He's listening as casually as he can.
What happened then?
It was a late Saturday night when we, the Union of Moribund Alcoholics, were getting our drink on. Nothing remarkable about this. We get our drink on 24/7. Makes everything warm and glowy. I trust you know the feeling.
Who is this voice actor? I feel like I recognize this voice.
One moment we hear the sound of a motor carriage revving up somewhere on the plaza, followed by a series of dings and bangs.
Yep.
Do you remember the sound of wood cracking? The billboard?
Naturally, loud noises pique the interest of anybody owning a pair of ears. That's just the reality we're in.
Naturally.
Anyway, there was a brief silence, a gasp of silence, if you will, followed by a real commotion. We heard the carriage careening towards the coast at top speed. Sounded like someone jumped the canal. We grabbed our brewskis and rushed to the jetty. Never underestimate the speed of an alcoholic. What we saw was a sight to behold. A beat-up police carriage containing you. Right there on the beach. You revved the engine and screamed at the top of your lungs, "The time hath come!" So, naturally, being the curious cat I am, I asked what time hath come, to which you replied, "The time hath come for tequila sunset, the end of all things." After which, your reality contracted. You jammed the pedal, plowed right off the jetty, and through the ice.
Your hands cramped on the steering levers.
We ran towards the ice whilst you crawled your way out, miraculously unhurt, covered in seaweed and shit, like some kind of sea monster. When we finally got there, you were sitting on the beach crying. You said that your badge and uniform were in the car. It was too late to get in there, though. The carriage had sunk too deep. Recognizing a brother in need, we offered our condolences and invited you to party with us, which you naturally agreed to.
What else was there to do? Thank you, brothers, for your helping hand.
That is actually kind of nice of them.
We asked about the whole tequila sunset thing, and you told us it was your name now and insisted that we all call you that from then on.
My real name is Harry.
No, that's just what your mother called you. Your real name is Tequila Sunset. Just embrace it, brother.
How long did we party?
Hours. It was an all-night drink-a-thon. Then, at some point, I think it was Sunday morning, you got belligerent and wanted to talk about Revacholian women. How they're beautiful and also whores and so on. How one of them fucked you real bad. After a short while, you crossed the event horizon, looked sullen, got up, and left without saying anything.
Wow, that's quite a story.
Yeah, I bet Tequila's a fucking legend around the precinct. You must be proud to work with him.
If you only knew.
I love you, Kim. I am not gonna ask about the lady. I mentioned losing anything else, specifically something potentially very dangerous?
Beside your gun and your badge, you said something about your hope or heart or something. To be honest, the details are a little hazy. In retrospect, I guess you lost your motor carriage too? That's a big one.
Did I say anything about my colleagues?
You told us that they were a bunch of fucking losers whose main interest was cramping your style.
So far, that story adds up.
No specifics, though. It was more about you that night. You were the star of the show.
Anything about the case?
Yeah, you said it was no biggie and that you'd solve it in no time. And that you didn't need anyone to do it. You're doing it solo now.
A lot of cops go solo and hermit once they reach that level of alcoholism.
I'm glad you understand, Kim. Did we talk about politics?
Yeah, you said that it was okay that you crashed your carriage because the spectral hand of the market was guiding you.
I forgot about that line.
This was before you started talking about how the pinkies were always trying to fuck you.
The hand of the free market grabbed the wheel. What kind of cop did you think I was from when I was talking?
You kept apologizing for being such a bad cop and for the damage you've inflicted on everyone around you.
Holy shit! My ultra lip is shot way up since I last noticed.
You also kept pausing to knock the heel of your hand against your temples, saying, "Stupid, stupid, stupid."
Oh, that. Or no, on the side of your head, so it'd be like slapping your head. The idiot sandwich. Alright, I think I got enough of the picture.
It's a hard thing for a man to confront his past. That's why I avoid mine at all costs. You too, Tequila Sunset.
Good to see you, friend. Do I have deals set up for you, buddy boy?
Good to see you too, friend.
So what do you want? I got smokes. They're cheap. Very cheap. I got Pilsner. Great deal. You won't get a better deal on that piss. Spirits I can let go for 300 real. I also have speed. And by speed, I mean amphetamine.
Never mind.
In the civilized world...
Can't do that while Kim's here.
A drop in temperature, an easy flow of air, an empty street. Before you, a thoroughfare unjammed with lorries. No more drivers smoking on hitch steps. Just silence.
What did the smoke smell like?
Chemically sweetened. Across the road, a forgotten bus stop. Corrosion has opened a hole in its roof. An elm tree watches over the building. Its branches are dripping with rain and snow. The road is smooth and motley, craters filled with a black asphalt. The asphalt, first laid, is grey already. A row of tenements are under construction in the distance.
Oh, hang on. Who are the people who live across the road?
A tub warm with water, white with soap. A man bathes while radio waves transmit the lottery numbers. 4, 18, 21, 4, 1. A modern washing machine rattles a drawer full of silverware.
So nobody rich, obviously. What about the bus stop?
Number 312D. Young girls used to come here, huddled up, hoping for more warmth than their thin coats give them. The bus took them to school. It has not run for 8 years. There were not enough girls to sustain its cost.
What about this road?
Craters pocked the surface. Children played in them until heavy trucks full of black pitch rolled in. The landowners have filled the craters with money. It is a vital artery of the flow of trade. There's one bump on the road. A dead dog lies flat about 200 paces away, right at the turn. Tragedy comes from the wheels of a fast RCM vehicle, hurrying to work. The cold washes over you. The sound of the sea has grown distant.
Oh, man.
The wind moves the aerosol. A detective stands behind the boom barrier. A breeze moves a curl of his hair.
You hit a stray dog, dude.
Someone has left an unidentifiable article of clothing on this railing. It smells really bad. It's streaked with dried seagull shit and tangled with pieces of seaweed. A dangling arm suggests that there might be a jacket beneath the crust of filth. It seems likely that it was left in the surf until someone laid it out on this fence to dry out. Unfortunately, that just seems to have stiffened it into a shapeless mass.
Please tell me you're not taking that with you.
Why not?
It's a guano-encrusted jacket, and you're already carrying around enough as it is.
Abnormally stiff with bird shit.
As you hold it in your hands,
Guano.
it makes an uncomfortable crunching sound. It's a sordid, filthy tale, not for the weak. Are you sure you can stomach it?
I can take it.
It occurs to you that you're not even holding the jacket itself, but rather the thick crust of jetsam and seagull shit that ensconces it. It smells like a dead sea creature, tangled in grey strands of seaweed. It must have spent quite some time in the water before the tide deposited it ashore.
Okay, but what exactly is the crust made of? Is it just bird shit?
Somehow, it was carried or dragged to the boardwalk. If not by human hands, then perhaps the feral dogs that prowl the beaches at night. The faint impressions of many footprints are also present, though it's impossible to tell what kind or how many. Suffice to say, the jacket spent some time on the ground before someone draped it over the railing.
And what was on that railing?
The crust is hard. This jacket spent at least a day baking in the sun. Who knows what happened to it then? Somewhere, high above the city, a pair of seagulls trace loops through the air. They are like the bombardiers of the aerostatic brigades, gliding above a target-rich environment.
This is actually a little bit of humor coming from Shivers for once.
All of a sudden, the Bombay doors open, and their white glittering payload rushes to the ground. Splat, an explosion of white on a man's shoe. A curse goes up, but the birds do not hear.
Why did I just spend all this time thinking about seagull shit?
It's too late. You've already thought about it, and now your hands are covered in muck.
If I wipe my hands on my pants?
What? No. Then it'll just be on your pants. This is a disaster. You'll never get the smell out.
I have it. What? Why am I going? Oh. Excuse me, what? Is this basically just mega nerd glasses? Sure, fine. Oh, postcard. Oh boy.
The smell. It's awful and familiar.
What is it?
Don't you recognize it? That hideous pungency, that faintly cloying sweetness. Only death smells like that. Something cold wakes in the pit of your stomach. Fear. It is death. It must be.
Heads up, Lieutenant, something's not right.
The lieutenant has already brought a handkerchief to his nose.
Oh boy.
There's some tear, an empty cigarette package, and a crumpled kebab wrapper in the trash bin. 2 empty bottles of Tallulah vodka and a can of black potent porter is all you find. No, there's more in there. Livis strawberry liquor, plus some Pilsner bottles too. Better not pick them up. They seem unhygienic.
A tragedy.
Whoever tossed it here was a heavy smoker. The brand name reads Red Astra. Red Astra is the black market version of Astra cigarettes, known for their high tar content. Now, this makes partying look bad. Still, don't let it sway you. You're responsible. You see traces of mayonnaise and ketchup on it, as well as a tomato wedge. The wrapper reads Shish Kebab Revachol. It's hard to concentrate in the smell. The sea air brings some relief. A man lies on the boardwalk, his limbs bent and neck turned at an unnatural angle. Right next to him is an empty bottle of spirits. In his cramped hand, a chewing gum wrapper. Half of his body has slipped between the cracked boardwalk, starting with the left leg. The fall has left him broken, contorted like a sad puppet. The smell is not as bad as a 2-week-old corpse, but it's definitely heading there.
Hold on.
The lieutenant squats next to the corpse and examines his face. 2 bulging eyes stare back at him, void of any signs of life.
Lividity is faintly pronounced. Whoever this is has been dead for 2 days. No longer. We need to investigate.
Another dead body. This is your job. Steel yourself. Calm now. Carefully. Just another day. Just another dead body. Breathe.
The fact that that's an easy roll. These both are easy rolls.
He's wearing mud-caked boots, beige trousers, and an old brown leather jacket with a bright blue lining. There are traces of kebab sauce on his chest.
Like, there's something interesting to keeping track of the easy rolls versus the hard rolls, and the medium ones. The medium ones are usually you're good at it. The impossible and hard ones are you have too much of it. And the easy ones aren't that you're not strong on it, they're usually, because like, it would be failures if you're not good at it. The easy successes are, this is just normal to you.
You find some sunflower seeds and a rain-soaked library card folded into 2. His jacket feels sodden and heavy under your hand.
Good. We should take a look at that library card after this is done.
The man has fallen through a crack in the boardwalk and hit his head against the metal bench. Coagulated blood covers his black hair. One of his feet is still dangling through the hole. You have to be quite inebriated to fall that bad. Well over a liter of pure ethanol. 3 bottles of wine, or 1.5 of spirits. Or maybe it was just dark. His expression is dull, like the sea behind him. Drops of water shining on his mustache. His eyes, empty and wide, look frightening in their frozen gaze. Height, 170 to 175 centimeters. Curly hair, stout build. Age, approximately 50 to 60 years. There's some dried blood on the metal bench, right where the corpse's head rests. The floorboards are rotten and slippery wet around the hole. An empty bottle lies nearby. A chewing gum wrapper is clutched in his fist. A dried chunk of blood covers the hair at the back of his head. An open wound. It's sticky and cold to your touch. This is what killed him.
I don't see any other major wounds, do you?
No, just the one at the back of his head.
Seems like the head wound was fatal. It's exactly the shape of the bench.
They screech under your feet ominously. It's hard to say whether the dead man's weight was the cause of the boardwalk to break. It definitely looks fragile. You see waves churning below. Something cracks beneath your feet. A .75-liter Tallulah vodka with its cap missing. There's hardly anything left inside. It's mid-market spirits with a slight touch of menthol. The man meant to enjoy himself, have a good time.
Tear all around us.
He looks at two other bottles near the coin-operated viewer, then at your yellow plastic bag.
I'd prefer if you didn't collect them this time. It's not proper.
True. It feels disrespectful. Rubowski spearmint chewing gum. Green leaves on the cover. The man's mouth is half agape from the terror of the fall. The blackness of death. Stench. You think you see white chewing gum too?
He ate the whole pack, right? It's to cover the smell of alcohol before going home. The worst thing is, I've seen it before. Almost the same scenario, even the chewing gum. It's always the same.
It's probably too common.
The entire boardwalk creaks in the wind as you
Looks like one of the locals. He'd have to know this spot to come here. You don't just walk over here. But that's just a lazy assumption. What do you think?
At least this man knew how to party. Imagine the same scene without the bottle. Now that would be just sad.
That's almost kind of nice, as a thought. Still kind of fucked, but...
This is an omen, a sign from above. Don't start drinking again.
He looks like me. I could have ended up just like him.
Well, at least you're not married.
Or, what if you are?
But let's try to not run ahead. For now, all we know is that he's an unidentified middle-aged man found dead on the Martinez boardwalk.
What do you think happened here?
Death by misadventure. He slipped and fell through the boardwalk. A truly unfortunate accident. If it wouldn't have been for that bench, he'd be alive.
What about his kebab?
What about it? The deceased ate some kebab. It's probably from a nearby place, maybe in the box.
Sometimes a kebab is just a kebab.
He's probably drunk, right?
Oh yes.
Alcohol poisoning? Liver failure?
Some symptoms of acute alcohol poisoning could have definitely played a role here. Severe confusion, respiratory depression, unpredictable behavior. But I think that death arrived through head trauma, not liver failure. It does seem to be a pretty straightforward misadventure, although there's still a question of identifying the body.
What do we do now?
From where I stand, I can see two options. We either take the case and follow the leads to identify the body on our own, or we report back to the station and leave this for our colleagues to handle.
What about field autopsy?
A field autopsy isn't necessary if the cause of death doesn't appear to be criminal, and this looks like a simple accident to me. I'd say we should just write down head trauma in the autopsy report and leave it at that. It would save us at least 2 hours of unnecessary work.
I think you're right. I don't see anything criminal here.
Good call. The guys at processing can take care of the rest.
We found him. We should finish the case.
Alright. We should first examine the library card you found. Then we can call the station from my kinema. Let them know we are taking the case.
Oh, I forgot. I closed my chat. I had some important information. Okay, yeah. Family had messaged me or something. His library card.
The library card is folded into two and still slightly wet to the touch. The front side reads, Central Jamrock Public Library Card, issued to Billy Mejean, expires July 53. Billy is a unisex name. Could be the deceased or his family member. Whoever owns this card is an avid reader. You find a list of books written in blue pencil. Radio thriller. Stand a little less between me and the sun. The last one in the list is The Glinton Curve by M. Theobald. A library stamp indicates that the book has been returned. Most of these titles seem to be in the sci-fi genre. Some thrillers too. If lost, please return the card to the library. Dial 005 02 55211 or visit us at Moreau Street, 78, Jamrock. Business hours, 900 to 1800.
Good. We should give them a call from my kinema. See if we can learn anything about Billy Méjean.
I know who that is. It's arguably one of the hardest things to do in the game. It's just sad. It's like when you go into a lot of stories and fiction and stuff like that, it's almost always some kind of mysterious or exciting circumstance of death. But seeing just a stupid accident is so depressing. Oh god, speaking of depressing, I think I'm near the wall. Also, these guys.
And Mikhail noticed the windows, especially with how there are no windows on the south side. This was to deal with.
Blonde man standing next to his son, pointing to the weather-worn ruins. He sees you approaching and smiles.
You officers, come to investigate the historic subtext of West Martinez? I'm Tran Heilostam. You must be Kim Kituragi, right? I was just telling my son about this building. Not a lot of people realize the historic significance here. Very rich in hypertext.
So, knowing what I know about the rest of the game, he does know Harry. He's a part of 41. I didn't catch this beginning. He only addresses Kim. Like, you must be Kim, right? Like, because he's like, he already knows me.
Nice to meet you.
You and Kim know each other?
No, I can't say that we've met before, but I've heard of Kim, of course. Mikhail, say hi to the officers.
He rests his hand on the boy's shoulder. The child stays hidden behind the hem of his father's coat.
Mikhail's a little tired today. We spent all night trying to run Orbis on his radio computer. Have you heard of it? It's a programming language used in Grad. Quite tricky, but he wanted to play this Grad-made adventure program. We've been getting really into Worms lately.
The man speaks in the artificial cadence of a professor, or someone who's been on too many radio shows.
Yeah, isn't he like, he's a civilian informant or something?
But I assume you're not here for giant worms when there are so many real things to see. Just as I was telling Mikhail before, this is where the Coalition landed in '08. We could be standing on what is the most interesting landmark in Revachol West.
This man is your half-brother. You feel it. But why?
Esprit actually picked up on it. Thank you for all the... I'm not going to talk to him just yet.
No, thanks to you for having me and little Mikhail here to pick your brain. A very interesting conversation indeed.
He means by that of, like, it's weird that I didn't recognize him. Originally it's been 3 hours. Let's keep going for a little bit more, I think. I at least want to keep going along this coast. Like, we're right about here right now-ish. Oh god, it's on the map, isn't it? I never noticed that. That's messed up. I'm putting those on. That looks about right. Let's do the wall. Effects back on for visual calc. I may get this, I may not. I think I'll end it after doing this. I can't believe it's on the map. Because we were just here. And we went down. And what do you see right here?
A scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall, reaching from one corner to the other.
Look, Kim, even more bullet holes. Something definitely happened here.
Correct. The density of the bullet holes is unusual. Even in a general average bullet hole frequency in Martinez sense. Grim affairs. Meaning, this is a lot of bullet holes. Looks like fully automatic rifle fire. Something you don't see these days.
The lieutenant also nods. It is quite a scene. The two of you standing next to the broken wall of an abandoned building, nodding along. The lieutenant is nodding so hard it looks like his head is about to snap off his neck. The lieutenant matches your nodding pace. He's a true professional at this. The nodding's reaching critical mass. You can't take this much longer, Captain. A small bead of sweat runs down the side of the lieutenant's face as he maintains his nodding. It's too much. You can feel your vertebrae starting to crack, your muscles groaning. As the lieutenant takes out her handkerchief and softly taps the sweat off his temple, a faint crack echoes through the coast. Almost snapped your neck, but I fucking got this. No pain. No pain. Phew. Got off lucky there. That could have resulted in a world of hurt.
All right. It's a good moment to stop. My neck was starting to hurt. If there's nothing more, we should get going.
A row of ghostly shades stand facing the wall. There are many of them. A dozen at least. Their heads lowered and eyes blindfolded. It's quiet. No sound. No movement. 10 meters away, other shades are lined up in an orderly manner. Automatic rifles primed. A gust of wind blows by. The coats of the firing squad flap slowly in the breeze. A single person stands on the side. Droplets of rain fall on the wooden planks, the surrounding sand dunes. The clouds block out any rays of light. A long time has passed since the moment of this fusillading. Rain and brine have since washed all the blood away. Not a trace remains. The abundance of bullet holes leads to two options. Either an inordinate amount of executions were performed here, or they did not use a conscience round, where only one soldier has the loaded rifle. Looks like this was a mass execution with everyone fully armed. A host of men, probably in everyday clothes, ragged from the conflict and covered in dust. They were not sitting, a common practice for executions in some nations, as demonstrated by the height level of the bullet holes. They stand, facing the wall. It's impossible to discern any details about their personality or background. Ordinary people, familiar, each and every one of them. Leeches, fleas, and thieves, all the freeloader scum living off the hard work of others. Such is your belief. 7 men in combat uniforms and dark coats, holding automatic rifles aimed at the people. Soldiers from some side, but from which one? The commandant, the one who gives the order. Machine gun fire crackling through the air, the lights of the muzzle flashes dancing on his face.
I don't know. I don't know who died here, lined up beside that horrible wall. It could have been any of the parties involved in the revolution. Perhaps the ones executed here were the loyalist conservatives, killed by the communists at the start of the Civil War. Or it could have been the communists, put to death during the last stretch of the conflict by the coalition forces.
This place is so fucked up, you have no idea which side this even was being executed, because there's basically 2 periods of war that instantly followed each other. When the communists killed all the fascists, and then when the centrists showed up to kill all the communists.
It could even have been the employees of the failed R&D center down the coast, as their building was taken over by the revolutionaries. Yeah, it's very unlikely the coalition forces were the ones who died here. They were always the last ones against the wall.
Yeah, because they showed up in the end and won.
To be honest, if a coalition member was anyone in this situation, it was the commandant, the superior giving the orders.
Goodbye.
A cold sea wind blows away the figures.
That level up, I think I'll call it. Whew. I remember the first time I got here, I didn't realize what I was looking at until my visual calc popped. I saw a bunch of bullets in the wall and was just like, oh, somebody just shot up this wall like a bunch. That's weird. And then my visual calc just popped and I saw it instantly. I was just like, oh, that's what this is. Like, it got me so hard the first time because I remember sitting there going like, why am I noticing, there's bullet holes everywhere, why would I notice this one? And I was like, it's because this is where executions were being held. It's a special wall. With apparently its own special little corner on the historic map. Like, now that I'm looking at it, you can see all of the little interesting plot points of the game. Like, the statue of Mr. Nose Candy King. Evrot is over there. Joyce is right here. Cindy's right there. This is the doomed commercial district right here. That's Whirling. Pawn Shop. The park where I crashed the car. The Fisherman Wharf. Don't know what the big cracked egg is. It looked like that's where the building that was about to be built and then stopped was. And up here, we'll have the last spot in the game. Alright. Let's call that a disco stream. Thanks for watching,